So busy trying to set everything up. You are so much fun on this show.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have as much fun as we do watching you? Like,
yes.
do you have as much fun on the set?
I do. It's good to be bad.
It's good to be the bad one?
It's good to be bad, yeah.
So where are you going in this next season?
I think, in the first season, Maze was still very beholden to Lucifer and the vow that she made to him, and in the hopes that he would finally wake up and sort of be the devil she's always known. But in season 2, she's an independent woman. She's sort of at the end of that first season, she makes a huge sacrifice, which is her ticket to get back home with the feather, using it to save an angel of all things. So for her, season 2 is exploring her own life. But she can never stay too far. Lucifer and her, because they've known each other for so millennia, right? So they can just never not be in each other's lives, and they'll come colliding in different ways. Yeah.
So Trisha kind of teased a little that she knows from the past as well.
Yeah, we got history, me and Mom.
Without giving away too much, what's it been like to interact with her as a character?
Oh, well, like I said, yeah, they have history. They're not, they know each other from hell. Trisha's a great addition to our cast, and Mom as the character, it's so interesting, too. And it's funny, there's a lot of, when Mom comes in and is on Earth for the first time and she's sort of finding her feet, there's a lot of amazing kind of appreciate that, because she went through the same thing and is still going through the same thing. But they're two very strong women who will butt heads.
We found out more about your character's past as well this season?
Not so much. Well, I don't know. We're shooting episode about to start 4, so I don't know what they have planned for the full season. But as of right now, and our show in particular, you'll see other characters from, other worldly characters introduced at some point in the season. But the comic books, right? So they're huge. Their themes are crazy. To try and fit all of that into a TV show is so they took a very specific chunk of the comic book, which is coming to Earth, and explored just that. And so for the other characters, any kind of backstory or prequel, you hear through information, but not necessarily here's her relationship with her mother. Here's Maze and her mom had mommy issues, and which I think actually, funnily enough, she really relates to Lucifer, and she gets why they clash.
Speaking of the comic books, how familiar were you with the comic books before you tried out for the role?
Not too familiar. I grew up in Cape Town in South Africa, and I just didn't read comic books. I was a jungle kid outside, beating up boys, but very fit for my character. So, but when I got to audition for the role, and I started doing some research, I was really pleasantly surprised. I look at a lot of the Vertigo comics, and they're adult in their themes and relatable. They're not the swords and tight sort of comic books. I was really impressed. They had gay characters and transgender characters, and very progressive for its time when it came out. I think a million moms were marching against them at that time. So, and that I really liked about the comics. And then I fell in love with Maze when I read it. She's such a badass, in the comic, and even in the current edition, she's the ruler of hell. So Lucifer who?
Thank you.
All right, guys, I have to pull her. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you.